Hi friends, my husband Doug and I recently took a trip to New York City for 5 days. I had a work event and then we got to spend some time with our son Dane, who moved there about 6 months ago. I also got to visit in person for the first time 2 shops I've been following on Instagram for a really long time. They did not disappoint. In this video, I'll show you what I mean. Welcome to the Dress Up Mom. If you're already a subscriber, thank you and I love you. If you haven't subscribed, please do and tap the bell for notifications. Like I said, our son Dane moved to Manhattan about 6 months ago and is absolutely loving it. I've been wanting to see his new place and to experience his life there a little bit. So when the opportunity to help out with an event at the New York Stock Exchange came up with my work, I jumped at it. We got to have dinner with Dane a couple hours after we landed, and he just seemed so grown up to me in the big city. It was also really impressive to see him navigate us all around town. I have forgotten how quick the pace is compared to San Diego. I also loved seeing what everybody was wearing, which is definitely a step up from what I'm used to seeing in San Diego. It was so reassuring to see how Dane is thriving and how big city life really suits him. My work event at the New York Stock Exchange was quite interesting. It was an early Friday morning start, and there was an unusual amount of rain that came down really hard and really fast and caused a lot of flooding. Now, this is something I'm definitely not used to, and I looked like a drowned rat when I got to this event. Luckily, pretty much everyone else did too, and had gotten caught in this rainstorm. There were flood warnings, and the subway was closed in certain places, but people still showed up to our event, which was a big success. These New Yorkers have a lot of grit. Now, Doug and I had been on the floor of the stock exchange in the mid-1980s. We got to get a tour with one of the brokers there and got to have a nice lunch in their fancy dining room. It was really memorable, and this was pre-computer, so everything was done by hand, and people were passing paper and yelling, and it was this hectic chaos. It was super fun to see. Well, flash forward, and I got to go back on the floor of the stock exchange this time, and it was completely unrecognizable, totally different than when I was there. It's all computerized and high tech and just like from another world. I could have never imagined this back in the 1980s. It was really crazy to see. The event ended and the work week was complete. That night, Dane had a small cocktail party at his place so that we could meet his friends. This was also the first time that we got to see his new place, which is in Hell's Kitchen in this high rise where he's on like the 39th floor. One of his friends decorated the whole thing for him, and it is so cool and it's so Dane. We really loved his friends and we were so honored that he wanted to show us off in front of them. It also gave me a lot of comfort meeting them and knowing that Dane is surrounded by these really great people. The next morning, we checked out of our hotel and we went to go stay with Dane for the rest of the weekend. It was time to explore a little bit, and I had 2 places on my list that I wanted to see in real life. Dane was game to come with me. We first headed out to see Judi Rosen. Now, if I'm not wearing vintage Levi's 501s, I'm going to be wearing a pair of Judi Rosens. I absolutely love this brand. They are game changers. If you're unfamiliar with them, here's just a little bit of background. Judi Rosen is a renowned denim designer whose designs have been worn by everyone from Britney Spears, Mary J. Blige, to the everyday people who have supported her dreams since day one. She specializes in premium denim for women. The collection is limited edition, utilizing US, Japanese, and Italian denim designed in New York and manufactured in New York and Los Angeles. The production footprint is as small as possible with almost no use of plastic whatsoever, little waste, and little travel. Judi Jeans are designed to be coveted and hoarded. Known for the impeccable tailoring and unbelievably flattering fit, there are urban legends of catfights erupting in shops once the prospect of the last pair is suddenly realized. Conversely, friendships have been made by a simple acknowledgement that you're both in the know by wearing Judi's. I've been collecting her pieces for years, and I'm so fortunate to have some real gems that I wear on repeat. Up until this point, I had bought everything online kind of trying to guess my size and the fit. And I also follow her religiously on Instagram. She's not only super talented, but unbelievably cool too. I happened to be in town the weekend of her sample sale, which happens very infrequently. Such good luck. We got there and the shop was buzzing. It was so fun to see it in person. I recognized one of her models that was shopping there, and Judi actually recognized me and gave me a big hug.
There's Judi.
Hi! She's absolutely darling. She picked out some styles for me to try on. She made sure that I had the right size, the right fit, and then she showed me how to style them. She did the same thing for everybody that was trying things on. Dane was so amazed to see how these jeans look fabulous on everybody, regardless of body type. I left with 3 amazing new pairs of jeans. When we were leaving, Judi also asked me if I would be interested in doing some modeling for her. I mean, that's pretty much a dream come true, so the answer was a resounding yes. Next, I wanted to check out the NYC Opera Thrift Shop, a longtime thrift store selling secondhand fashions and homewares with profits benefiting the New York City Opera. I've been following them online for a while, and they get some of the coolest things in this shop. It is even better in person. This was really a treasure trove with nice higher end fashion and accessories, lots of vintage pieces. We didn't even really look at the housewares and furnishings in a lot of detail, but those also looked great. Dane and I spent a good amount of time admiring and trying on some great things. He ended up buying this cool handmade resin necklace from Italy, a really special piece. I found a nice designer black silk blouse made in Italy and this gorgeous little black Escada dress with metal detailing that fits me like a glove. I have the feeling Dane and his friends will be frequenting this place quite a bit. I know I sure would if I lived closer. The following day, we sporadically got tickets to the matinee showing of Aladdin.
I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid.
Dane knew one of the cast members and we had such great seats. We enjoyed it so much. The level of talent was incredible. They're also big Seinfeld fans, and I wanted to eat at the Westway Diner where Jerry and Larry came up with the show.
It's a show about nothing. We'll do a show about nothing.
We also ate at a yummy Thai place Dane knew about. Before we knew it, it was time to leave. Getting home wasn't the greatest experience because we got delayed in the Newark airport for like 7 hours and then had a 6-hour flight on top of that. It's kind of funny because most everything in my life has improved except for air travel, which has definitely declined in my lifetime. It was all worth it though, because I'm already looking forward to my next trip to the Big Apple. What do you like to do when you're in New York City? Please leave that in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Until next time, have fun and dress it up a little.